Welcome to Urban Legends with your hosts, Smartwatch, Neil and Chris, and Lucas Speaker.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Urban Legend, the internet podcast about mysterious things, mysteries, the mysterious, and other mysteries. I am one of only two survivors from Clandine Operation Gorgeous Fist. And with me, as always, is a man who has released a new body care and scent range for men known as Dictation for Men. It's Mr.
Neil Herbert. So I paused a bit there, Chris, because I was being extra mysterious.
You were very mysterious.
You wondered what was going on, didn't you? You were terrified. You went into a blind alley of
rage and
fear, and
there was fight or fight kicked in.
Yeah,
I started punching myself,
all
trying to
once.
run away.
Yeah,
Looney Tunes style, spinning all
over
the
a cliff.
Over a cliff, yeah.
Gravity suspended while he temporarily worked out.
One eye popped up a sign saying "Yelp."
Whoops. Or
Yeah.
something, yeah.
So Neil, how's your week been? How are you enjoying this new year? We're in February now, presumably.
Oh, it's that old shot like last year, isn't it?
I don't know, like sort of, but yeah. I mean, nothing. Well, I don't know. Like, full disclosure, this is mid-January recording this. I was about to say nothing terrible, like massive, has happened yet, but it's a couple of weeks till this goes out, so something could have happened. But midway through January, there hasn't been anything massive yet.
No, I suppose there's been no. Well, I don't know. I won't look at the news. Something was strung
Well, I
up
mean,
today.
the NHS has broken, like the National Health Service broken.
Which is very much a carry on from the mire of last year, really.
Yeah,
we've got
sort of
war in
just
Ukraine, sadly, is still going on.
Ongoing strikes. Everyone's going on strike in the country. But
global warming and people vigorously denying global warming, yet all still carrying on as per.
But nothing new.
No.
Nothing new, so that's good, isn't it? So, Neil, what made you decide that this was the right time for you to bring out your own scent and body wash called Dictation for Men?
Well, yeah, I mean, I just feel like the world is ready.
Okay.
Because,
no more questions?
Really? Well, I'm very passionate about dictation, Chris.
Yeah, and scent.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
I generally write a lot of letters on behalf of a perfumery.
Do you?
So I largely spend a lot of my time dictating to my secretary.
Okay, and you decided, good name, let's get a smell in here.
Yeah.
So what kind of, how would you describe the scent?
I just screamed at the perfumiers. This is like,
oh, okay.
What would dictation smell like?
And
And then I fired each one who got it wrong.
So
there's one left out of 200 now.
So you're dancing around.
But I got it right, Chris.
What is it, sandalwood?
It's sandalwood base with some flavours of oud and just a mild top note of urine.
Urine, okay. Acrid.
Yeah, a little bit of sweat. Just a tinge. Don't do little ammonium kind of just to sharpen the senses,
just to cut through.
Get the nostrils flaring while you
just to make you stand out in the meetings.
You can imbibe the oil of Bergmont that's also in there. Yeah,
wonderful. Sounds great. And are you
sexy man? He's maybe had a little wee. just a little post maturation dribble.
Perhaps a silver fox.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe. He's
gives it that idea of attainability. Not so far out of reach.
He's conquered the business world, but unfortunately he's losing the battle with his bladder.
Ain't nobody perfect.
He's losing the battle with his prostate.
Got to balance the good with the evil.
Oh, okay. So, it's aimed at the businessman, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Aimed at the professional,
The professional, maybe.
It's aimed for those who would dictate to rather than those who are being dictated to. Shall I put it like that?
So maybe eyeing up a younger subordinate or something after a second or third
abusing
divorce.
the power relationship inherent in that whole situation. Yeah, unashamedly.
Yeah, absolutely. And power's very sexy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a tremendous aphrodisiac, said Henry Kissinger, and Christ knows where else would want to fuck Henry Kissinger, so I imagine it must have been.
Yeah, power and also vulnerability, which is, that's very sexy, isn't it? So that's where the urine comes in.
That's what got a HK a good hard on. I see you are scared, yet you are not retreating because you cannot. This pleases me.
Oh, there we go. I mean,
now for more war crimes. That's what old Kissinger said.
You
I'm just remembering now because I'm thinking about his voice on what is it? Oh God, what's that cartoon?
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry. That's it. Yeah, it was largely. Yeah, Tom was the Dulles brothers, and Henry Kissinger was
Who was Butch the dog?
No, Venture Brothers. You ever seen the Venture Brothers?
I have, yeah.
Henry Kissinger's like a recurring character in that. I don't think he pops up very often, but he sort of comes down like Mary Poppins with his umbrella, and then I can't remember what he does, but yeah.
So, where are you? Like, which stores have picked up your line? Where can we get it, or is it just like car boot sale, like down the market?
A lot of sole traders in East London. Classy ones, though, yeah.
Yeah.
We're in talks with Fortnum and Mason and Harrods. We're not progressing magnificently, but you know,
a lot of vape/mobile phone shops.
Oh yeah.
Are you thinking of bringing out a vape flavour?
We've cornered a lot of the petrol station vape shop market.
Yeah, you know. But the independent petrol stations.
I won't go into pound shops, Chris. It's just insulting.
Yes, to you or the shop.
Both. One would imagine, but.
Oh, nice. So, are you seeing a good return on investment or ROI?
Losing money hand over fist. But I don't care. It's my decision. We're gonna.
Well, that's it. I mean, you've taken the Uber route, which is that you're going to try and get rid of every other type of cologne
as venture capitalism or anything else. Sort of, just try and smother everyone else out of the market. Yeah, it's very much like yours is Chelsea's transfer philosophy. Just buy up all of the other players, whether you need them or not.
Yeah.
So no one else can have
them. Approach.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. All right. Well, thanks for letting us look under the hood of your fantastic new investment opportunity. I believe that people can invest if they email you. Is that right?
Well,
getting on the ground floor.
Get in touch. We'll see whether or not there's a slot. I can't promise anything, but I'll try and do. If I can do some of your listeners a favour, Chris.
Yeah, and also people allowed if they buy a pack of all the products, then they can have friends over to their house. Yeah, and if they sign up their friends to join, then they kick up the money to you, don't they?
Absolutely, yeah. It's a great investment opportunity.
Yeah, so all they need,
you can start your own business.
Yeah, they can start their own business, a franchise, if you will.
Absolutely, yeah.
No,
peer-to-peer cologne selling, yeah.
Peer-to-peer,
You're the sort of gentleman who wears too much dupe, and you think you might want to make some money.
Oh, is there such a thing as too much dupe?
Well, precisely, Chris.
Ladies, I smell like a sweet shop. It's come back to mine.
It's meant for lathering on.
I used half a bottle. Doesn't it make you sick?
If you can enter into a lift with someone wearing it and you not feel like you've been in a chemical attack,
and not feel like you've been knocked.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely stuff. We do have a bit of fun with dupe on this podcast. It's very much something that's individual to our podcast, I feel.
Yeah, it's not a lane other people have picked, perhaps wisely. I just think there was a time when it was I
got someone when I was a teenager when I didn't know what was right from wrong.
Yeah. I'm not that anti it, but it's a bit
horrible.
Yeah, it's one of the more egregious ones. I just think you don't overuse the old scent, really.
Well, unless it's dictation, of course, which actually improves with every layer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Scent you put on. Ideally, you don't wash in between.
Oh no, when it replaces washing, this is the other thing that's great about it.
it needs the body's own liquids to activate.
It enhances your natural musk.
The natural musk,
yeah.
Is that
I will say,
why so many dogs follow you?
Downstairs, you probably do want to put it in a bowl and dip it all in and keep it in there for about 5 minutes, just to
a little hobo.
Tell the bacteria what's what.
Yeah,
just dunk them in, teabag them in, and just
pop your genitals into a coffee
lovely
mug.
rest in some stinging cologne, and then
it's a coffee mug full of cologne.
Yeah, come out sparkling fresh 3 to 5 minutes later.
Don't be surprised.
Also works.
Don't be surprised if you no longer have any pubic hair, because that will dissolve off.
Yeah, and don't expect to be having children at any point in the future.
Don't be surprised if it turns a cloudy red colour.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, that sounds good, Neil. Sounds like you've ticked all the boxes for male healthcare.
Sit back now and wait for the money to roll in.
Lovely.
That's how I play.
That is how you play. You play smart.
Yeah, smart, hard and fast.
Yeah, and loose.
Right. Yeah. So Operation Gorgeous Fist, is that still classified, Chris, or are you allowed to talk about it?
It's classified, but I've decided to...
You got license on the podcast. Oh, you're breaking a murder?
Yeah, I'm breaking a murder on it because we lost a lot of good people.
Yeah. You want to let people know what happened?
Yeah, so...
2 survivors, so who was the other one?
It was...
Chris Akabusi.
No, not this time. No, it was... It was...
It was Pele, was it?
No, he's dead.
Yeah.
He died. He's
no longer a survivor. He might have... I don't know when this... I forget when this operation happened.
Well, that's because you don't know, because it's secret.
Classified, yeah. Well, how could I? Yeah.
It was me and Hollywood Hulk Hogan. That was we're the only 2 survivors.
It's instantly worried about where this is going.
That's where he's been. He was he was brought in because of his knowledge of fighting, and technical grappling.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was brought in because of my analytical skills. I'm a paper pusher, but I was brought on.
So not the sharpest management team running over this one then.
Well, that wasn't the only people there. There was Coops, who was a sapper.
Okay.
There was William and Edward, the Branch brothers, who were ace snipers.
Nice.
We had 2 snipers. We had.
Was there a guy who was like a bit of a nerd, but he was really good at hacking?
Yeah, he was. That was Johnny Pencil.
Yeah,
Johnny Pencil. Yeah, he was.
What are you doing here, Pencil Neck?
Yeah, and the guy who said that...
And then he hacked his boots and made him fall over.
The guy who said that was Clifton Lauderdale, who was kind of a Mr. T character.
Oh, nice.
He was very good at kicking down doors, also good at fighting. Then we had a sexy Russian female spy who had turned, who was on our side, called Anastasia Vladnova.
Nice.
Also known as the Pink Locust.
Yes.
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan died in this as well.
He died in it, yeah, unfortunately. Yeah,
I assume that the Jackie Chan we all know and love then, he's suddenly so keen on the CCP, he's actually just a communist stooge that's been put in place of the real Jackie Chan.
Yep, just a clone.
Yeah.
Just a clone living out of Hong Kong.
That's why he doesn't make movies as good as Police Story anymore. He's doing shit like Shanghai Noon. Mind you, that was a good 20 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I mean, that did predate.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, the film stuff started drying up, so he decided that he would use his stuntman style skills and lovable action style to help try and bring down the government of Djibouti, which was what our target was.
Oh, okay.
Government of Djibouti.
It sounds like it all went terribly wrong. You betrayed a la Rambo 2.
We were betrayed, yeah, by Jackie Chan, unbelievably.
Oh,
I know. apparently he owed a load of money to the triads. So, so he
you hate to see it, but
yeah, from President General Mboto, who's, as we all know, is the president of Djibouti. So yeah, Operation Gorgeous Fist went very badly, but we're hoping to sell the film rights to Channel 4, don't know, something like that.
Yeah, or Ridley Scott might be up for it. He made that film about the.
It was when we were
mission went wrong in America. Oh no, it was in Africa, wasn't it? With the Americans?
Yeah, we were trying to. It was when we were storming the compound. We figured out this like amazing plan. Hulk Hogan was going through the pipes underneath the building. He was going to come up through like smash up through the shower cubicle and take the general.
Suplex the general.
So he's going to do an atomic leg drop on the general, therefore bringing in democracy. But Jackie Chan let him. So when he came up through the thing, all the guards were there. He managed to beat all them up.
There was a T-shirt made out of quite thick cotton, and he couldn't tear himself out of it.
No, he did. He pulled himself out of that. He beat up all the guards, but the general was gone. The other guys were all captured. Hogan popped me over his shoulder because, I'm just a pencil pusher.
Yeah.
And got me the fuck out of there to Abu Dhabi.
Got the chopper out.
Got the chopper out from Ethiopia. So, we're not meant to talk about it, but I think that, these black ops need to be brought forward, really.
I think about time we started paying a bit more respect to the mercenaries in our midst.
Mm. We were all mercenaries.
Just because they did it for love of money rather than country, I don't think.
Yeah, absolutely.
As any sensible capitalist would.
I mean, to be fair, General Mobutu is actually bringing a liberal democracy. He's bringing liberal democracy in, but he's also
but that's affected the share price of a couple of companies. Well, a couple of pence, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
So kind of sneering that in the face of the stock market like that.
Yeah, apparently Cobalt was going to be
just to bring freedom
more
to
expensive.
A few million
the CIA got us to off the books to try and take him out, but. There we go. That's my story, Neil. I'm sticking to it.
Fair enough.
So, Neil, talking about stories.
Go on then.
No, you go.
No, I thought you had a smoother segue than me on there. So, talking of stories.
I believe
you've got one for us today.
I do, yeah. And also, it's kind of a mystery. It's kind of a creepypasta / real life mystery.
Oh, okay, because we've not really done any creepypasta yet, have we?
Done a couple of little bits, but it's certainly something we're going to delve into.
We're going to have to tackle Slender Man at some point, I suspect.
Well, I would say Polybius was creepypasta.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
there's been a few. The Elevator Games creepypasta, I'd say.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, we've done a little bit, but we're going to.
Yeah,
there's plenty there, and we will be looking at different bits and bobs. So, I'm going to be reading from strangeoutdoors.com, and it's going to be, let's see if this person has credited their article. So we don't get done in by getting sued and that.
Wouldn't want that.
No way. 100% of nothing, still nothing.
Well, makes it worse, if anything.
So no, they haven't credited it. But so it's the mysterious M Cave, M like M people, and the strange disappearance of Kenny Veach.
Interestingly, the M in M people stands for mystery.
Mystery people, really?
Nope.
No,
just made that up.
No, and people's actually a backronym.
Yeah, it stands for no.
Yeah. So originally this was written in 2017, but it was updated and revised in August 2021.
I like that. They've gone up with an original draft, and then when there was additional information, they've added to it. Yeah, this gives me confidence. This is going to be good.
Yeah, and they did that sometime around my 39th birthday, Neil.
Wow.
So read into that what you will.
Almost certainly the case, but maybe not.
So. Sheep Mountain, Las Vegas, Desert Disappearance, Nevada, M Cave. So, Kenny Lee Veach disappeared November the 10th, 2014 in the Sheep Mountains near Las Vegas, Nevada. So I'm just going to read now and jump in with your witty quips whenever you feel ready.
If I have any, which is always possible.
It's always possible. So
I might have a lovely sleep, though. That's the other thing that can happen.
I've got quite a relaxing voice, haven't I?
Yes.
Well, like sort of...
It gives me just enough of a tension headache. The stress kind of can make me quite tired. So.
Yeah, it's kind of like psyops.
Yeah.
So on November 10th, 2014, Kenny Lee Veach set out to rediscover a strange cave called the M Cave, as it was in the shape of an M. That he had found.
I was going to ask why it was the M Cave, but that's told me.
Shape of an M.
Well, simple as that. They're not always mysteries, Chris. Sometimes the solution is nice and simple.
Sometimes the answer's in the question.
Just like it nice and straightforward. Nice, it's an M-shaped cave.
Yeah.
Hence the M Cave. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Any more questions? No. All seems perfectly simple now. Thanks for explaining.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm glad that you feel better about it now.
Yes.
Hopefully we can move on unhindered.
I would like to think so. Because I'm not sure what this bit is.
So that he had found on a desert hike a few months before.
Okay.
The cave was in the Sheep Mountains, around 40 miles north of Las Vegas and to the south of Area 51.
Thus named because they used to put sheep on there, or did put sheep on there still? Farmland?
I don't have any further.
Or were they sheep-shaped mountains?
No, yeah, they were sheep-shaped mountains. Let's go with that. Yeah, 4 legs and that. Really weird. Despite warnings not to go back to locate the cave by a poster on an online forum, he headed out on his 3rd trip to try and find the mysterious place. On his
first, don't go to the Sheep Mountain Cave.
Don't go to the Sheep Mountain Cave. You get stamped on. On his first encounters with the cave, his body had, according to Kenny, experienced weird sensations.
I mean, that could cover up a multitude of sins, but let's see.
Yeah, let's see. He had not been seen. He has not been seen since, Neil, despite many searches by amateur explorers. Only his cell phone was found near a mine entrance by official searchers.
So how do we know that he said he got strange feelings or whatever?
Because that was the first time he went. This was his.
Okay, so he went, came back, and they said, "Don't go back again." And then went back again. And this point is like really pushing you up.
Yeah. What happened to Kenny, also known as Snakebite McGee? That's his online handle. Did he fall down a mine shaft?
Did he get bitten by a snake? That would be ironic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, a Scottish snake.
Yeah.
Was he taken by the military? Did he commit suicide?
I just thought it was Snake Rock, but no, it was an actual snake, it turns out. So.
Neil, Kenny remains missing nearly 7 years on.
So, what?
7 years?
Maybe just stop going to the forum. He's got bored of it.
Well, you'll find out that someone who knows him in real life, essentially.
Okay.
So, who was Kenny Lee Veach? It's a simple question, Neil.
Yeah, it's a simple question. But I imagine not such a simple answer.
I'd imagine it's quite a simple answer.
Yes, Kenny Lee Veach.
Kenny Veach, aged 47, was an experienced solo hiker and spent much of his free time exploring the Mojave and the Great Basin deserts in Nevada and California, respectively.
It was good to have a hobby.
Yeah.
A nice active one. Get you out and about.
All the rattlesnakes and that.
Yeah.
On most of these trips, he went alone, camping out for several days with minimum supplies and without GPS, compass, or even maps.
I'm going to say that's taking a risk.
That is taking a risk. It sounds like he's going out to reset his demons, like have no one around, like go and be with nature.
It sounds like a hiking version of Russian roulette to me.
what, wandering through a desert with no...
Yeah.
no.
Well, maybe I'll take less water this time and no food. Maybe I won't come back. Not that I want that to happen.
Yeah. So on some occasions, he was accompanied with his girlfriend. Like many fellow hikers in the US deserts would call his trips reckless without the necessary preparation and equipment.
See, and I'm not an experienced hiker, but straight off I was thinking...
No, you're an experienced biker.
Yeah, experienced something, but with a K at the end, K-E-R at the end.
Kenny was not new to desert hiking, and he had claimed to have hiked extensively in the Mojave Desert area, even leading to several YouTube comments on the Area 51 video detailing his experience. He posted, "I solo hike across mountain tops that most people wouldn't dare go. I've been in more caves than I can count. 5.
You maybe don't have great numeracy skills, is what I'm going to suggest. Also, there's a little bit of a hubristic arrogance streak, I think, going on here.
I've been in more caves than there are stars in the sky, said Kenny, who lacked a basic understanding of the size of the universe. I play with rattlesnakes for fun.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, nice little hobby. Maybe go back and take high school maths.
Maybe wind your neck in as well.
And then do a little bit more hiking.
I play with rattlesnakes for fun.
I bet he was a Monday morning fucking bore in the office, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Hi, guys. What did you do on the weekend?
Been in the caves this weekend?
No, I don't.
Been in 3.
No, I don't even have a TV. I go out into the desert and play with rattlesnakes. Oh, no, I don't take a map. I navigate by the stars and my groin.
Don't take water. I just drink my own pee, yeah?
I take a divining rod.
It's good for me.
I take a divining rod. There's plenty of water in the aquifer if you know where to dig.
Yeah, well, you can't find your own water in the desert.
You fucking townies. What's wrong with just playing with a rattlesnake until you kill it and then drink its blood? Perfectly nutritious.
Look, we all live in Kettering. I imagine there's a Kettering in the US somewhere.
I imagine in New England somewhere. Yeah. So, he plays with rattlesnakes for fun, right? This is what he's saying.
He's tough lad.
Ooh, big boy. Not so big now, are you? Missing. Yeah. Instantly turned against the victim. But this one particular cave was beyond anything I have ever encountered. I'm going to give him that voice.
Nice.
In another comment, he added, I've been doing this sort of thing for over 20 years. I go where no one goes, and I never take anyone with me. I find skulls of all shapes and sizes, and occasionally I find really old animal traps. I hike over mountaintop after mountaintop, and I sleep on the peaks under the stars.
Tough guy.
Sometimes I have to scale giant cliffs to get myself out of a jam, but I always make it back.
The mixture of your accent and the words that he's saying is just... Good Lord, what a twat.
I'm beat up, I'm tired, my pack is almost heavier than when I left. I had to be rescued only one time by helicopter.
Why is his pack heavier than when he left? What's he...
He's
collecting the skulls in it or something.
Either that or he's one of those weird people who pisses in jars.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. You're not winning me over, I'll be honest with you.
I had blown out my left leg at the top of a mountain and only had a cup of water left to get me 20 miles back to my truck. It was also over 100 degrees out, so I have a very good safety record.
I mean, maybe if you brought along a little bit more water out, it would have been easier to
One cup. One cup, one desert.
It's all across the 100 miles with my eyelids.
I don't even use my feet. I drag myself on my belly like a man.
So just go and join the army or something, whatever you're compensating for.
Well, he's 47, so...
Oh, yeah, well, I should have done it was younger, I guess, but I don't know.
So, the discovery of the M Cave in the southern Mojave Desert. Although Kenny was not a big uploader to YouTube, he did comment on plenty of content produced by others under the tag...
I bet he fucking did.
8-Bit McGee. A name referring to his habit of picking up snakes and personally suffering rattlesnake bites.
That doesn't sound like... I mean, this is sounding less and less like a good hobby and more like a mental illness, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, rattlesnakes, they're quite poisonous, I believe.
Yeah, quite poisonous.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of poison in there, you know.
No, don't worry,
at least it'll be deadly.
I just inject antivenom into my heart. In June 2014, he left a comment on a video called Son of an Area 51 Technician, stating, "That ain't nothing." Of course he started with that.
Yeah.
I'm a long-distance hiker. That's my personality. One time during one of my hikes out by Nellis Air Force Base, I found a hidden cave. The entrance to the cave was shaped like a perfect capital M. I always enter every cave I find. Sensible.
Yeah.
But as I began to enter...
Well, there might be treasure inside.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. If my games of Skyrim or anything go wrong,
there'll be
at least a few bits of armour and an old broom you can make use of.
Yeah, some goblins.
Better collect that.
Get some goblin spleens for crafting later.
Smash up some goblins, yeah.
Goblins, yeah. Or goblins.
Goblins, yeah.
Goblins. We have the goblins.
That's how we pronounced it.
In Skyrim. But as I began to enter this particular cave, my whole body began to vibrate. The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrating became. Suddenly, I became very scared and hightailed it out of there. It was one of the strangest things that's ever happened to me. So, the
No notes. No, fair enough. It's instantly bull with whatever he's jabbering on about. Caves again, I expect.
Well, it's making him vibrate.
Yeah.
Nice, isn't it? I mean, that could be like...
Some people have paid good money for that kind of action.
That could be either massive dehydration or the amount of snake venom in his system.
Yeah. I mean,
so muscles are atrophying. So the M-shaped cave Kane was referring to in the YouTube comment was estimated at around 7 miles from Nellis Air Force Base in the Sheep Mountains. The desert wilderness that Kenny was hiking around was full of old mine shafts that the military had used to dispose of chemicals.
Oh.
Yeah, just bury them.
Or aliens.
Yeah.
Alien chemicals.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And was very isolated and a tough trip to get there.
Probably sits on a ley line as well.
Mm-hmm. It took him around 10 hours of hiking to reach the area of the M cave and return to his car. So 5 hours each way.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, that's about 100 times the tolerance I'll have for getting around somewhere.
Yeah, but you're not experienced solo hike wanker, are you?
Yeah, well, I've experienced a hike enough that I'd say 10 hours, that's well outside what I can be bothered going to say. I mean, if that was like, £500,000 or something, I might hike for 10 hours to get to it. If it's an M-shaped cave...
Yeah, but he obviously enjoys it, doesn't he? He likes being out.
This is true, yeah.
Mano against Elementes.
Yuck, someone else's yum, as they say, yeah.
Yeah, people like doing stuff, Neil. Not everyone's a sedentary.
Yeah. Everyone would just sit on their arse the entire life.
In some ways, you could say that the human body was made to do such things.
Yeah, it's almost certainly the case. By my alarmingly liquefying internal organs.
Oh, here we go. So it was a place. So this area is a place well known for having drug addicts and dealers who had taken residence in the area, and even being a dumping ground for murder victims' bodies.
So they're going out of their way to. I mean, it sounds like it's the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
what? You're going to score a fix and then hike 10 miles to the M-shaped cave?
Well, no. So I think that this area, probably because of all its mine shafts and stuff that are just abandoned, is probably a good place.
Maybe homeless people are living there or something.
Yeah, or good place to dump bodies. And also, you've got to remember kind of...
I mean, that I get. You'd want to go out of the way to do that.
But also out in the middle...
want to go and
but they could have
a bit of smack.
Yeah, but they could have like little... Like there are little communities where they've just got like RVs or whatever and they just live out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's true.
Just like...
Place not going to be up in your business.
We've dropped out of society and we like doing heroin's our society now, so we'll just go out there.
As long as some hiking prick doesn't come in from town.
Hey guys, have you seen that cave?
My cave, my rules.
Hey, you guys better not be doing any H around the magic caves. So many fellow YouTube posters were skeptical, and some commented that he was bullshitting about the experience at and the M Cave discovery. Others dared him to go back and get more footage, and he responded with a follow-up hike to the same area in Sheep Mountain. One poster warned Kenny not to return and that you won't get out.
I wonder why.
It's just someone shit posted, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Despite the warning, he returned again to the desert, but this time with his Rutger 9mm gun, and he posted a YouTube video of his hike trying to find the M Cave on October 18, 2014, called M Cave Hike.
Again, does what it says on the tin.
Yeah. He parked his vehicle in the Joe Main Canyon and probably heads to areas like Corkscrew Canyon, and the valley around Gas Peak. Though this time he was unsuccessful in locating it. This resulted in even more negative comments on YouTube that he was a liar and the cave never existed in the first place.
Certainly suspicious.
Is it?
Not really, no. I don't know. Did he make notes when he found it first time?
Well, he doesn't take GPS or maps or anything, does he? So.
Oh, no, that's true, yeah.
I don't know.
Finding it by instinct.
I think getting goaded by shit posters isn't particularly, I think that's a skill you shouldn't have if you're going to be on social media.
Yeah, pretty much. No, if he's going to go a length of hiking out in the middle of nowhere to find caves.
Then Kenny told the YouTubers he was going on a third trip to the area to find the mythical M Cave. Yeah, well, he's an explorer. Yeah. And invited others to join him, but no one offered to accompany him, surprisingly.
They were too busy there sitting there typing shit on their computers.
Yeah, eating Cheetos and masturbating over pictures of, I don't know, Ayn Rand. November the 10th, 2014, Kenny told his girlfriend, Sharon Pilgrim, that he was leaving to find the cave on a solo hike. Kenny.
No, Sharon, you can't come.
It's a solo hike. Mano versus Environmentus. Kenny was never seen again. Star wipe. The search for Kenny. A substantial search.
Wouldn't bother, to be honest with you. Just write that one off as a loss.
He had people who cared for him, a person who cared for him, a person who put up with him.
He had a bald girlfriend and a lot of YouTubers.
You don't know, she might have sat there.
He never sexually fulfilled her.
Oh, really? You reckon?
Yeah.
Is that why he had the gun?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
That's why he's got this attitude, man.
Tony!
Small dick energy all over him.
Tiny dick energy. Like a Duracell bunny. So, a substantial... We're really having a go at this guy. He's gone missing. He's probably dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. He could have been a nice guy. I don't know.
I don't know.
Thankfully, the dead can't sue. So, a substantial search.
We don't really know him. He may have been a lovely man, but yeah, maybe he came across as a bit, hubristic in his comments.
Yes.
So.
Look, you can't tell by writing, can you? You can easily misconstrue things via text because
this is true.
He might have been doing it in the voice I'm doing it. He was kind of being a bit of a parody joke, but he actually just enjoyed being out. I mean, it seems unlikely, but it's a possibility now. So, a substantial search was launched after Kenny's girlfriend, Sharon, reported him missing. Red Rock Search and Rescue Commander Dave Cummings told News 3 in Las Vegas, "We found his cell phone close to a very vertical old mine shaft, and we can't find another trail. It doesn't mean he's down in the mine shaft, but we've traced him as far as we can. We're having our other crews come in from the search area." The cell phone was located on November 22nd, 2014. So they're not going to check the mine shaft, is what they're saying.
Yeah, can't be fucked. He might be somewhere else, but, we're done here. 5 o'clock, time to go home.
Yeah, I mean, that's really... Would they not, send down, a camera or something to see if it was at the bottom of the mine shaft? Or because it's so near Las Vegas, it's a mine shaft.
The cameras.
Because it's so close to Las Vegas and it's a mine shaft, they're like, well, we can't pick him out of all the bodies here.
And Sheriff Hopkins has been down the old coin slots again with the petty cash. Apparently we ain't got a budget. Yeah, that seems weird to me. That he wouldn't. Well, the thing is, what if he's broken his leg and he's 3 months? Because they're saying, if there's no, they're saying he's not necessarily down there.
But we've found something of his outside here, and that's it. So
it very much seems to me like that's where he's gone.
Yeah.
Well, if not, but surely look around elsewhere. Then take a helicopter around.
Well, you've not even checked the mine shaft.
Well, yeah, but definitely look at the mine shaft first.
Yeah, that seems odd, doesn't it? That they wouldn't check. I mean, you do have to wonder if these are kind of notorious mine shafts outside of Vegas where mobsters dumped bodies and they're basically going to open up 1 million cold cases if they do it. So they're path of least resistance, really. He might be there, he might not. We got his phone now, that's the important bit.
Yeah. You can recycle that.
get the precious metals out.
Yeah,
that's a life well lived.
Yeah. It's better than a lot of people, Chris, I'll tell you that much. It's more than many of us can say for ourselves.
So what happens to Kenny Veach? It was strange that...
Fell down a mine shaft.
Yeah, fell down a mine shaft. And no one bothered looking.
Yeah. A very peculiar local police force who could be bothered to go down the farm.
Yeah, it's really odd. So it was strange that Kenny decided to do another day hike without overnight camping equipment. As he had said, his previous trips had been long 10-hour hikes over difficult ground. But Kenny had known to have been reckless in this desert before. It would have left him little time to search the M cave if had he actually found it again. He also, but he's already said he likes sleeping on mountaintops under the stars.
Yeah, I mean, not strange, just idiotic, which he's already demonstrated he likes. I mean, for me, he takes some supplies. I don't know, this weird
it's completely
macho.
But it's completely in character, so I don't think it's strange.
There's nothing strange about it. He's already demonstrated that's what he likes to do.
He also...
Inadvisable, I would
potentially suggest. But he's constantly doing it.
But he knew what he was doing, and that was what he wanted to do, so fair enough.
No, he also left his video camera behind, which he'd used for his previous M Cave YouTube video. But he did take his camera. Someone claiming to be Kenny's girlfriend posted the following comment on his M Cave hike video. I am the girlfriend that Kenny spoke of in the video. I'm doing that voice.
Fair enough.
There are so many posts. I had no idea until a friend let me know. So many people wondering what happened and guessing different things. You are heartfelt about the sadness around what happened with Kenny. He has not been found, and I feel he will probably not be found for many, many months, if ever. I want to share what I know and feel about what happened so you might bring some closure and understanding to your own lives. Kenny absolutely loved hiking in the desert. It was his very, very favorite thing to do. We hiked and camped together all over the Nevada desert, sometimes 9 hours in a day. We found many abandoned mining towns, usually referred to as ghost towns by Nevada hikers. We explored many caves and mine shafts. We were always careful of how we explored them, but Kenny was a bit more daring than I was. We wore snake guards, some protected clothing, used walking sticks, brought enough water and food for the hiking hours, and had extra water and food in the car. I want you to know that I do not think that Kenny had an accident. I believe he committed suicide. Fucking hell.
Blimey.
He battled depression for many years and would not take the medication or see a doctor. He quit his job a little more than a year before he disappeared. The search for him was started within a couple of days of my call. Over 30 search and rescue team members have searched 3 different times on foot. 1 helicopter flyover was done and there was no trace of Kenny or any of his camping things. They found his car in the area I told them would be. They did find his cell phone by the mine shaft in the video. The mine shaft was only a 4-hour hike from the car. It is my feeling he left it behind so that he could not be tracked from the GPS in it. He also did not take his video camera with him on the solo hike. It was left in his home, so he had no intention of filming anything. It's long. I share this with you for 2 reasons. First, that you have more of an understanding who Kenny was and bring some peace or understanding to the situation. Secondly, if any of you do decide to go into desert to look for him or the M Cave, be careful and bring enough water and food. Walking sticks are a good idea, and not doing solo hikes. Bring GPS and make sure you have let family or friends know that you are heading out for a hike and where and when you will returning. A search really can't be on a 1-day hike. You will be repeating much of the same hike, just getting up to the mountains and being left with not many hours in a day to do the search. You would need 2 or 3 days at a time, and in the summer or even late spring. This cannot be done because of the heat of the desert. You would not be able to carry enough water, so please be careful. I have had many wonderful experiences with Kenny and will always remember them and have a place of love in my heart for him and the wonderful things we did together. I'm healing from my loss and I look forward to new experiences, desert hiking, camping, and taking beautiful pictures of our desert. Enjoy the adventures of your life and thank you for the kind, loving comments sent my way. So.
That's taking a turn.
That's taking a turn. So, theories on Kenny's disappearance. So, number 1, suicide.
Yeah, I mean, weird that he brought his phone and stuff along, but I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't leave a note or anything.
No. Which people tend to
do. They do tend to do, but yeah, it can happen.
So, Kenny's apparent negative state of mind may have given him the thought to end his life, and the MK story was a perfect excuse. But if this was his intent, where are Kenny's remains? Nothing has ever been found, despite all the officials and voluntary searches. Perhaps he jumped into one of the many mine shafts in the Sheep Mountains and will never be found? ? 2. Intentional disappearance. Did Kenny intentionally disappear to start a new life and escape troubles at home? He appeared to have some financial issues.
Well, no, because, that's his twin brother in Argentina, and he's, the life insurance policy was in their name, in fairness. So of course they're going to cash it in. Referring, of course, to a famous incident where there was a chap, he's got
the canoe
lost
man.
In the canoe at sea, yeah. I remember his wife's name was Anne, I believe, and, they were both pictured on holiday together. Panama.
And they were trying to buy
on Facebook wisely.
Yeah, and they were trying.
Otherwise, incredibly, they might have gotten.
And they were trying to buy property in Panama, and they were like in newspapers and stuff. It was like really stupid.
It was not criminal masterminds.
So misadventure.
Yeah, this is the other thing. It could have just been an accident.
Did he fall down a mine shaft?
Yeah.
Did Kenny succumb to the heat and die from hypothermia or dehydration? Was he bitten by a snake again? Only his phone was found. There was no sign of a body, despite a large search in the area. Was Kenny's girlfriend, Sharon Pilgrim, somehow involved?
I think that's a bit of speculation too far, really.
Well, we don't even know if she's real at the moment.
No.
Military action.
Is he real?
Was he a deep fake?
Yeah.
Had Kenny discovered a hidden secret entrance to Area 51 with the strange effects on his body caused by
that's the most likely one
military tech?
Yeah. He's still living in there.
Yeah.
Hanging out with the Greys.
He's been sent up as an ambassador to Alpha Centauri.
Yeah. He's one of the Men in Black now. Him and Will Smith, who they swapped out for that aggressive clone.
We'll have to do them at some point.
He's just like Will Smith, but unfortunately he will go and slap people every once in a while.
Yeah.
There's an extremely dated reference.
Very dated. Hot off the press.
Yeah.
Some theorise that...
Extremely cold off the presses. Anyway,
So some theorise that covert black ops in the military took Kenny out as he had discovered something he shouldn't have. So...
Because it's vaguely in the direction of Area 51.
And if you'd like to become a member of Strange Outdoors for exclusive content... it's a one-off payment of $15.99.
Well, all I'm just hearing here is a guy went off and did something that was needlessly dangerous in many ways in which he could have died either by intention or by accident. And that probably is what happened to him. Oh, yeah, could have been government covering up aliens. Theoretically possible, I suppose.
Would you like me to read a couple of the comments underneath, Neil?
Doesn't pass Occam's razor, Chris. But anyway...
I'm trying to read a couple of comments.
Delight me no end, Chris.
I'm not going to read ahead, so I'm just going to read them verbatim.
Well, this could go badly wrong.
So this one's from...
No, it was the... Oh, no.
Okay.
Retreat, back out of the mine shaft.
So this one's from Gristle, 9 months ago. Why hasn't anyone actually climbed down that mine shaft and investigated to see if it leads somewhere or if the body is buried somewhere, since they claim to have found a cell
Gristle,
right out?
Fair point.
Same point we were making. Well done, Gristle.
Yeah,
you're one of us. Someone with other people should check it out with safety precautions, of course, to see if they find anything down there or where it leads to. What if his body's actually down there, hidden? Just saying.
Yeah.
Don't need to put just saying at the end, Gristle. That's a point off.
Yeah, you've mugged yourself at the end there, Gristle. But
you've made yourself look like a proper Charlie.
But you know what? Fair point overall. Yeah.
So Saki, this is creepy.
Okay.
Wither. I found.
Oh, that was a comment, was it?
Yes.
This is creepy.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Short and not so sweet.
Wither. I found all in capitals. I found lowercase what killed capitals him.
Check. You care to share with us?
Check his video where he looked into the mine shaft and check the dark spot. Look behind the latter. There's a face, a serial killer. I hope this might help. I named him Shadow Mask Killer. There's some excellent detective work.
Yes. Holmes, you've cracked the case again.
And someone calling themselves Michael Veitch here. Made me sick to hear about this TV special from a friend who saw the commercial about a week ago. It's not creepy, it's despicable and scandalous. So scandalous. I don't know what happened, but here's a theory for you all. Different path of clues. I do know that the woman who is much older than Kenny and claims to be his girlfriend is the one who would drive him into fits of anger. Kenny told me that, also the punctuation's all over the shop here. Kenny told me she would lie to him and cheat on him. One time Kenny said he was at her house to watch a movie, and when he went to use the bathroom, he saw pee on the toilet seat and confronted her response that she was the one who peed on the seat. That led to one of many times they parted ways.
It's not that nice, but you maybe have a little accident, maybe just,
She knew.
Clean it up, wash your hands, and get on with your life, really. I don't know.
She knew Kenny.
You confront someone. Like, oh, there's some pee on your seat. Where's that come from? Yeah, wasn't me.
Well, women don't pee on the seat, do they, apparently?
Well, no, you wouldn't. It would be very unlikely. But they're saying that she admitted to it.
No.
It might have been a dirty protest, Chris. I don't know.
On their own house. So
I don't know what's going on here.
She knew Kenny.
It's a bizarre story, full stop.
She knew Kenny and I were closest out of all our family members. So why didn't she ever tell me or anybody else that he could have been suicidal?
Maybe she stood at the top of the toilet and then.
Neil, you're focusing on the wrong thing.
Okay.
How is it that she called the police so fast when he first?
I just feel like with this whole pee bit, Chris, I could really crack the case.
I'll send you the article.
Okay. I'll explore it offline.
Yeah, I bet you will. Okay, trying to backward him your search history. So, why does everything look so...
Me and Trump. It's the only thing that unites us.
That's not the only thing, is it?
Oh.
You both want to bang your own daughters. So, how is it...
But if I want a glass coffee table installed in my house that I like to...
With stairs going up to it.
Yeah.
And a comfy mattress underneath. That's my business.
Yeah.
It's for my feet. So, how is it that she called the police so fast when he first went hiking? Why does everything look so staged? Kenny told me once that she had...
false flag operation.
Kenny told me once that she had many police friends. Why wouldn't the police return my call? Why when I did reach the investigating officer and upset because he wouldn't return my calls, he told me Kenny was dead in a ravine somewhere and to stop calling. Our father was...
Yeah, he's dead in a ravine somewhere.
Stop calling. Hey, forget about it.
What do you want?
What do you want from me?
He's in the T-sheet ravine.
Our father was Las Vegas police for over 30 years. Why would a woman who claimed to be his girlfriend allowed back into his house after he disappeared? Susan Veach, really?
What?
Somebody asked her
she had a key?
What her relationship was with Kenny. Raymond Veach's brother in a family feud with Kenny for many years before this happened. Kenny was full of life and dreams, talented in so many ways. He had incredible musical talents, taught himself martial arts, and he was an artist and so much more. He lived to make people laugh, and yes, he loved the LV deserts and hiking. Too many pieces missing from this story, but then again, we all know what sells and what doesn't. So that's the end of the comments I'm going to read now.
Well, he sounds like a more rounded character than we're giving him credit for, Chris.
If
maybe if I'd gotten to know him, Chris, earlier on, we could have been great friends. Well, he wouldn't like me, obviously, because I'm a twat. But
oh, yeah, no, absolutely. A very, very acquired taste. Both of us are.
Character, yeah.
Like Mercury. Delicious. Good for your syphilis, sir.
I prefer the Quicksilver.
So, Neil, let's go through the scoring system.
Yes.
So, Neil, spookiness, what do you think?
Spookiness. It's just there's not enough. I mean, if the fact that he was sort of going out and he was depressed and stuff, that's really horrible. But not spooky per se. I just don't know what it is that's supposed to have happened to him. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
well, it's a mystery, Neil. So you're not gonna know, are you?
Do you know what? In a way, actually, I'm gonna go down the middle on this one because it doesn't inherently feel that spooky. But this is a bit like it was in the movie The Vanishing.
No.
Not knowing, I think if you were, it seems very unclear as to exactly what details of his life were true and what weren't true, and the commenters, whether they knew him or whether just making shit up or whatever. But assuming that, he had a girlfriend back home and he just went out, I think going missing and never finding out what's happened to somebody, that is like quite awful, quite spooky. So I'm going to give it a 5 on that basis. But it's not inherently kind of spooky because I don't know what's happened to him.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree. I don't know. It feels like misadventure to me. But again, like there's so many balls in the air. Like, was this person his girlfriend or not? I mean, it's kind of like to say, I commit suicide. I think he committed suicide, and then all of that. Like, it's a very long shit post if you're not anything to do with it. But then people are weird on the internet.
Some people, frankly, unfortunately, would find that amusing to make that up. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I get, it would be. I don't know. It's difficult. I hate to say it, but I feel like he was asking for it, so I'm giving it a 3. Now, so believability. So he has disappeared. There's lots of stuff on the internet and that kind of thing. Or as far as we know, he's disappeared. Do you know what I mean? Like, it could all be bollocks.
He maybe living in Seattle or doesn't exist at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't know.
But someone falling down a mine shaft or whatever's very believable. Some, mishap in the desert seems likely.
Prosaic enough that it's entirely believable, I think.
Yeah.
Whether it happened or not, who knows?
So, of the, I guess the M cave bit, is that believable? So was there a cave that made weird vibrations and stuff? Now, I think that is believable because you don't know about kind of acoustics or the different rocks and
no, it might have been drafts or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Crystal could be crystalline.
As you pointed out, could have been the rattlesnake poison or the dehydration he was suffering.
So I think there could be a cave. I mean, I've been in different caves, tourist caves, not going off into caves myself, and they do have kind of different feelings. So there is something weird and sort of something about them. So I'm going to give it believability. I'm giving it a 10. I'm giving it a big 10.
Fair enough. There's elements there that are sort of less believable for me, so I'm going to go for an 8, but broadly the same logic.
Okay. Narrative premise, Neil.
I guess you've got something here in that we don't really know what happened. He's like he's kind of a little bit of an acerbic character because he's a bit sort of
anti-hero,
full of himself and his hiking. But I'm sure you could be one of those things where you sort of peel back the layers of the onion and find out actually he's a really stand-up guy.
He's just really depressed.
Yeah, just a bit depressed, and maybe that just makes him a bit confrontational and antagonistic.
He's behaving how he feels that the world wants him to.
Yeah,
his toxic patriarchy.
So his insecurity is kind of manifesting itself, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know. I think I tell you what, this would be one of those kind of like J.J. Abrams, like mystery shows where it start out really promisingly and then it was just a load of old shit at the end where they just come out with any old bollocks. It was all in purgatory, except it wasn't really, technically. So how will that do?
That'd do.
But yeah.
Finish now.
You get 4 seasons of it at HBO and then they cancel it because it's what they do now, isn't it? So... Yeah, and then you'd all be wondering, if they'd only explained the mysteries, it would have been great. Nah, wouldn't it? Shite.
Right.
Yeah, you could spin out. So I'm going to give it a 7.
7. Yeah, I mean, it's not got a lot to it. I think the narrative becomes more interesting if the cave has something weird about it. I think that's the only way that it works. But just a bloke walking about in it, really. So, and I get the disappearance stuff. I guess you could do it like going back, going back to where the people who knew him and stuff, and they're going, what happened and all that kind of stuff. But it's okay. I'm going to give it a 5. And Reach. So, it's not massive. I mean, it's a creepypasta. I mean, obviously it's YouTube and that kind of stuff. And there has been a sort of low-budget film made about it, which is like a found footage sort of pseudo-documentary thing.
That's insufferable.
Yeah, I would imagine so. So, I mean, it's had that. But I don't know that it's a particularly big one. So I'm going to give it a 3-0.
Yeah, similar. I can't see this having a lot of reach, to be honest with you. It's just not. It's not. I'd say it was just if this was really what happened to somebody, but it's not kind of. There's not enough there, I don't think. It feels like they're shoehorning in the whole Area 51 thing as a sort of.
Well, he mentioned it, didn't he? That's the thing.
Oh, did he? Okay.
In the comments, someone was talking about someone.
It's in the canon then. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, it seems all a bit specious. Because I don't think what I'm basically trying to say is it doesn't. I've never heard of it. It doesn't feel like it's a big one for on internet forums. And well, you never know. I suppose these things can go viral, but I'm going to assume it's fairly limited. So I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of internet stuff about it, but I think that's about it.
Yeah.
But that gives us an overall total of 44, so not too bad. And if Kenny exists and is out there, then hopefully it was just disappearing and starting a new life. But if you know what's happened to him, get in touch on herb.legends.podcast
solve the mystery
@gmail.com. That was a different one to normal, wasn't it? A bit of a mystery.
It was, yeah.
That's worth having a look, isn't it? Why not?
Worth having a dive in, see what's going on.
Yeah, have a little pipe about.
And poke around some different areas, you never know.
Yeah, never know. Might come up with something good at some point.
Turn up. Could be a rattlesnake, could be a
UFO.
Bag of gold.
Could be a UFO.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this week. We'll be back again Thursday next week, normal time. And if you're going to go hiking in the desert, then please, prepare properly.
Make sure you got the right supplies.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, don't go on your own.
Let people know where you're going.
Because the thing is, if you go on your own, then you don't have the emergency cord of eating the other person if you need to. So do bring someone who you think won't survive as long as you. That would be my advice.
Absolutely.
I don't have to outrun the monster.
And once you're feasted on log pig, let me assure you, you will never feel better. You'll be rejuvenated like you can never believe.
You take their life force. That's how it works.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. And on that upbeat...
Exactly like Interview with a Vampire.
And on that upbeat note, then we're really bad at ending these. So I'm just going to say...
Yeah, we are. We've gone into the pro-cannibalism corner now. I don't think we can get any lower than that, Chris, but let's watch us...
Yeah, watch us dig those depths. All right.
Let's watch the barrel that we crawl under next week.
All right. And I'm going to say thin.
Finish. Goodbye.
Antennae. Server. USB. Wi-Fi. Chip and pin. Visit.